You mentioned earlier that the Funkasaurus was a punishment. Like, how did that come together?
So, first of all, Triple H and Stephanie were just phenomenal, right? I was with Alberto Del Rio, and I really turned some heads. I did some good things, and
Yeah.
we had a good WrestleMania, and they're like, this guy's legit. Arn Anderson, oh man, he used to say, how many damn shirts have I wrung out, rolling around with you in the ring and getting you ready to be a killer heel, and his goal was for me to tune me up for Cena, and that's what you want. Cena was he's still. I mean, Roman's doing a great job, but it's still Cena till it's not.
Sure.
And that's what you want as a heel. That's where you want to go. And you want to go with Takers and Kane and those individuals, Big Show. Those are the guys you want. And so that's what you're training for. And then it was a combination of two things. One, I make a lot of jokes, obviously. Those who watch the Gutfeld show and see my stand-up stuff, I have a lot to say. And I tease and make jokes in the locker room. And I think it was Yoshitatsu went out and he bought an all white leather outfit, from boots, pants. I didn't know they made leather shirts, and a leather jacket, and a leather man bag, all white. It was like peanut butter brown heels and white. This thing was, you couldn't even say he looked like a pimp, but and he paid like some ungodly amount of money for that. And I started teasing him about it. And I think, I can't remember all the jokes, but it was something to the effect like, how many peanut butter brittle cows had to die for you to realize this was a bad choice? And then I think he paid like, I want to say like 10 grand for this outfit. And I was like, what are you doing? And we were just teasing him. And Mark Henry, I think he recorded the jokes or something, and he was laughing about something. And because Yoshi sometimes would pretend like his English wasn't very good. And I think the joke was, yeah, until your check comes, because that zero's mixed up, your English is perfect. People think you're from Britain. Your English is so good. And everyone was laughing about it. And apparently he decided to show it to the boss, who thought it was funny. And so he was laughing about it. And then he walked by the locker room and heard me making jokes again, teasing. It was riffing in the locker room. And the next meeting, Triple H is getting ready to debut his monster. And he was like, are we sure? He likes to make a lot of jokes. He thinks he's a pretty funny guy. And they're like, oh yeah, he's, that's just how he is. And then they approached me with being a babyface, and my answer was basically F no. Not interested. Maybe at some point, but not now. And basically I rejected, but I didn't know where it was coming from. So it was frowned upon a little bit. And so then it was Triple H came back to me, and he looked like lost his best friend when he was trying to tell me, because I mean, we're running vignettes and stuff, and I'm hyped. I'm ready to go. I'm chomping at the bit. I just came off of I had the staples in my head healed from the Alberto when Christian won the championship, and he hit me in the head with the ladder, and I'd finished the movie No One Lives. So I was ready to go. Like, I was just ready to go. And he was like, oh, the old man thinks you're funny, man. And I was like, oh, okay, what is that? Well, yeah, funny how? Funny, am I clowning him? I amuse him, doing the Joe Pesci thing. He's like, he thinks you're a babyface. And I was just like, what? I'm the House of Pain. I'm eating children practically. What's how do we get him to cheer for that? And he's like, we don't. So we're gonna change things up. And he was trying to, and he did a great job of messaging it to me. And I just immediately, it's like smiling while you get a shot. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're smiling and you're going, what? And you're looking around for cameras or someone to jump out and be like, I got you. And I just immediately said, can I go see Dusty? Can I go deal with Dusty? He'll know what to do. And he was like, and apparently the other caveat that he has, there's one more thing. And I was like, well, he's like, he thinks you should dance too. And I was just like, what? I don't dance, bro. Even when I was in the club's bodyguard, I didn't dance.
Yeah.
What? And he's like, he loves to dance. Everyone who's seen Vince McMahon stuff over the years, this dude loves to dance.
He loves it.
He loves it. So, but I do not. I'm anti-dance. If there was ever someone who hated dance, no one hated dance more than me. Like, I would take an O for the day at PE during square dancing. I was just like, I'm not doing it. It's not my thing. I don't like it. And so I went back to FCW to Dusty, and I came in the office and I kicked the chair over, and I was like, they're trying to hate on, they're doing this to me, they're blah, blah, blah. And he was just like, he says it, he always had a way of like making it, he took it from me and put it on himself. Like he took the burden off me and he's like, listen, you're mine. You're one of mine. You're my history, you're me. So you have to pay for my sins. And he's like, when I had to wear the polka dots, I had babies to take care of. I had a mortgage to pay. And I went out there and I wore those polka dots. Now I was a 3-time world heavyweight champion. And are you saying you better than me? Are you saying you can't do what this man asked you to do and turn around on him?
Wow.
So when he did that to me,
yeah,
I all of a sudden now felt like an idiot and a jerk. I was like, well, I didn't. And I'm like, I'm sorry, man. The polka dots was cool. You're damn right they was cool because I made them cool, you know? And I was like, he's like, can you make this cool? What do you like? I was like, well, I mean, if I had to do anything, I guess I could do something like Run DMC, like, because they didn't really dance. They kind of, you know, he's like, well, there you go. There you go. So there came the tracksuit. And then trying to figure out how to dance, he was like, come with me. And he kicked everybody out the arena, and he had his the sound guy put on a song, and it was Moves Like Jagger. And I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, dance with me. I'm like, I'm not dancing with you, bro. He's like, dance with me. And he was like doing his thing, and I'm like standing there, and then after like a few minutes, like you just can't resist him. If anyone's ever spent time with the American Dream, you cannot resist him when he gets an idea and he gets going, it becomes your idea. And the next thing, you thought it was like a bad episode of Footloose, me dancing around the arena, just me and him. And he's like, see, you're getting used to it. See, it ain't that bad. And this, that, and that. And he's like, you're supposed to have rhythm. And I was like, yeah, but I don't like it. And before we know it, I'm laughing and we're having fun. And I'm like, yeah, but you're not going to come out there with me, are you? And he was like, oh, no. I've paid my, he's like, but that's a good idea. And then he's like, who can we get that could help you? Because you got to dance and stuff. And then just so happened Naomi was literally in this weird position where she was the best athlete in FCW, and just they didn't have a spot for her. And she started working with Ariane, like they were trying to do something. She was trying to come up with something, and I just walked over to her, and we had an idea before we tried to do, and it got shot down. But I was like, I need your help. And it's like, but it was a step back for her, because as a wrestler, everyone knows that she's probably a Hall of Famer in terms of just her technique and her skill set. But and she was like, I got you, but just tell me what it is. And I said, and I had to be careful because it was important to me out of respect for Naomi that it wasn't a situation like, and I love The Godfather and I love Too Cold Scorpio, but it couldn't be that. It couldn't be, the whole trains, and it couldn't be that, and her husband was a very good friend of mine. So it had to be like a cheerleader situation or a teammate. It had to be a team. It couldn't be anything other than that. And then when I came up with the Funkadactyls, the emphasis was we want little girls and little boys to want to be Funkadactyls just as much as they want to be Funkasaurus. So that was important to us, and we were able to get that together. And then once choreography and stuff, like she had me looking cool. Like that was all Naomi and Ariane. Like they made me cool. And the cool part was, if I didn't feel like dancing that much, who was really going to watch me dance when you had those two dancing? Right. And they're doing flips and all kinds of stuff, and I'm just literally going like this, and no one's tripping. So I'm winning. So it was this massive team effort with the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes and Naomi and Ariane. They made it to where I could pull it off, because I could not have done it without them. It never would have got off the ground. And then the night we're getting ready, because Undertaker hated it. Taker absolutely hated it. He's like, look at you. He's like, you're the one guy who looks the part. So why are we doing this? And he goes to me, and he was always tough on me. It was always tough love with him. But he was like, you know what? You should fall. I was like, say what? He's like, fall. Go out there, fall on the ramp. They'll cut the whole gimmick, and then you can get back to being what you need to be. And I just remember saying, would you do that? And he was like, no, I do as I was told. I was like, so I did not fall. but his message was clear. You do what you're told, no matter
Yeah.
what you want to do, and it will work out. So, and of course, it was lightning in a bottle, and we had the #1 toy, and the kids liked it, and it was and the more I thought about it, it was a nice tribute to not just Dusty, but like JYD, and even Hogan did the stuff with the kids in the ring and flexing and stuff. So it was a part of the business that had kind of gone away, and it was kind of cool that I got to bring it back for a little while. So I look on it fondly now. And I look at where I was at, and I realize that anybody can pretend to be tough on TV. We got enough fake tough guys on TV to last us a lifetime. And so, but being entertaining and going out and smiling and making everybody smile, and then when the bell rings, be able to do your thing. That's not easy. So that was the toughest challenge of my wrestling career. And when I look back on it, my favorite.